Ah, children, come closer and listen well. This story is not one I tell often. It happened many, many moons ago, when I was a much younger man and the world seemed quieter, though perhaps only because we had more respect for its mysteries. In our village of Aniresi, nestled between the green ridges of the Atewa forest, there lived a girl named Nene Ovusu. She was the daughter of Amasewa, the midwife, and Kojo Ovusu, the village carpenter. Nene was about 12 seasons old then, smart as a mongoose and curious as a monkey with a calabash. She liked to follow the elders, ask questions about things not meant for children, and poke her nose where silence was more appropriate. One harmattan morning, when the wind had scraped the skies dry and the red dust danced like spirits in the air, something unusual happened. A traveling trader from the north, tall, wrapped in blue Tuareg cloth and eyes like coals, came through Eniresi. He said little, bought nothing, and sold only one thing: a mirror, but not just any mirror. It was small, round, framed in carved ebony, with tiny cowrie shells and adinkra symbols etched into the wood. And when he showed it to the elders, the mirror didn't show the faces of those who peered into it, at least not only that. It whispered, not aloud. No, not quite. More like inside your chest, where your heart beats. Each person heard something different. The elders, frightened, asked him to take it away. But before he left, he gave it, free of charge, to little Nene. We still don't know why. At first, Nene hid the mirror under her sleeping mat, thinking her parents would take it away. But as curious as she was, she could not resist. Each night, after the fires had dimmed and the goats stopped bleating, she would whisper to the mirror and it would whisper back. She told it small things at first: complaints about school, the harshness of her mother, or the boy who teased her at the riverbank. The mirror would hum and offer answers. Not words exactly, but understandings. But then it changed. It began to call her by name. Nene? In a voice like wind rustling maize leaves. She started to change too. She grew more distant, stopped playing ampe with the other girls. She would go off into the bush for hours and return smelling of moss and smoke, as if she'd been near something ancient. Her mother thought she was entering adolescence, but I was not so sure. Then one evening, Nene came to me, yes, me, Baba Kwaku, and asked about the Lake Bosomtwe spirits. She wanted to know if spirits could live in objects, if they could offer things. What sort of things? I asked. She just smiled, quiet. The next week, we began to notice other things. Crops growing faster where Nene had passed. Chickens laying more eggs in her presence. Even old Ya Adwa's cough, which had plagued her since the rains, suddenly cleared when Nene visited. People whispered. Some said Nene had been chosen by the Abosom, the gods. Others feared a Komfo, dark spirit walk. But the truth was far stranger. It came to a head during Akwasidai, the sacred festival to honor the ancestors. The whole village gathered near the storehouse, where libation was poured, drums were played, and the stories of our people were spoken into the earth. Nene was there, but not really. Her eyes no longer looked like a child's. They were deep, too deep, like a pond that never reflected the sun. When the Okiem spoke the ancestral proverbs, she laughed once, low and bitter. That was when Elder Mansa, who had been watching her for weeks, stood and said, "Let her bring the mirror." She refused. So they went to her house, searched. They found the mirror buried inside a gourd, wrapped in goat skin, surrounded by dried leaves, leaves we later identified as used in Suma rituals, forbidden rites. When the elders tried to take the mirror, it screamed. Not in sound, but in the wind, in the trees, in our own bones. Even the ground shook like it was trying to turn over. And Nene? She collapsed like a palm frond cut from its stalk. The mirror was taken to the old shrine of Nana Efia outside the village. The priestess, blind from birth, was brought in. She said only this: "This is not just a mirror, it is a mouth, and mouths should not swallow souls." So they shattered it, wrapped it in white cloth, burned the pieces with charcoal from the ancient Iroko tree, and scattered the ash at the four corners of Eniresi. The priestess fasted for 7 days afterward. As for Nene, she recovered. Slowly, but never the same. She said little, laughed less, and never spoke of the mirror again. Eventually, she moved to the town of Koforidu and married a school teacher. But those of us who saw what we saw, we never forgot. And even now, sometimes, when the wind passes through Enyiresi just so, and the trees bend low like they're listening, I swear you can still hear it. Nene,